Yo guys, Rated Tom Reviews here and welcome back to another video. Now, as you can tell by the title, today I will be discussing replica items, mainly football items, just because that's what I want to touch on today. Because if you are from the UK, you probably would have seen online that people have spoke a lot about replica or fake shirts with the Euros ongoing, and obviously the massive price in shirts, i.e. the England shirt being very, very expensive this year if you did want to buy it from Nike. Now, I just want to discuss why I believe that replica, I say replica because I don't believe they are replica, and I will go into that into this video, why I believe replica shirts are far, far superior. As you can see here, I've got a full collection of them, this included. Now, you may not even known this was a replica shirt if I hadn't have told you, and I wouldn't be surprised by that because they are just as good. Now, there's been a few videos which I will react to in this video that I want to talk about, and I also will do a comparison myself between a replica shirt and a real shirt, both the same, as in like the same design, so you can just see the difference. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk basically with the Euros because the England shirt that they are wearing, if you want to go buy that, you can't even buy the player version one for this price. I believe just the standard stadium version, like this shirt, is £85. And now I'm not even English, and that annoys me because those prices are just ridiculous. Now, if you know my channel, you know my channel is very much just replica items based, so I may be coming across a bit biased here, but if you can hear my points, and I'm sure many of you will agree with my points, because I believe that the price of these real shirts and items just doesn't warrant what you're getting. You know, it doesn't, for what you're getting, there is no need for it to be £85. There really isn't. So yeah, what I want to say is the price is obviously the biggest point, but also the fact that these companies, Nike for example, they're the ones that have come into fire because they make the England shirt. They buy the shirts from factories, just as where the factories from where this comes from, and the ones you find in the Liverpool store or Sports Direct or something like that. All these shirts come from the same, well, if not the same factory, but very similar factories. They're all located in China, Thailand, Vietnam, all those sort of Asian countries that obviously it is known that there's a lot of child labour and all that, which I'm not saying is good, but there's nothing we can do about that in the UK because those countries aren't owned by the UK. Not that I don't believe so anyway. I know China definitely isn't. So yeah, there's nothing we can do about that. But if we want to go buy a shirt from there, I don't see the problem because you're still paying. I mean, they're probably not on a great wage, but those children are still getting paid. Now imagine this: you buy a shirt for £12. Let's say the child gets paid £1. Not, it wouldn't be per shirt, but let's just say it's £1, whatever, an hour. So you've paid £12 for that shirt. Now, when you buy the shirt from Nike for £85, that child is still getting paid £1. So arguably, it's worse to be buying from Nike because you're thinking, well, at least more of the money is going to go towards a better cause. Well, it's not. Nike take a considerable amount, but as one of the videos I'll show in this video, I will react to in this video, a lot of the money, especially towards the England shirt, I don't think this is the same for obviously all shirts, like, you know, Premier League shirts, but because it's a national shirt, you'd be surprised at the avenues of which the money goes down. Probably things you'd never thought of or even heard of, but they take a commission from every sale of the shirt, of any shirt bought. So that's my little point on buying replica shirts from these factories. They literally come from the same place because I've been into, obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, so I've been into the Liverpool store. I've literally had the shirt on with it being a fake. I've stood next to a real one, and you can't, like, I'm literally like this, feeling it, touching it, you know, comparing. There is no difference because, and the reason is for that is because they come from the same place. It's not like it's some, you know, really nice cushy factory in America, which I believe where Nike's based. You know, loads of just normal people being paid a great wage, just nice, in nice environment, making these shirts. It's just not the case. They from the bloody trenches in China, deep in the city. That is where these shirts are coming from, and Nike probably want you to believe that they're not, but as you'll see when I react to these videos, people are a lot, with a lot more information on this than me. I mean, you can go search it up yourself, to be honest, but there's a lot more people out there with more information that say the same thing. And for me, I know I'd rather spend £10, £12 than 85, because at the end of the day, it's a real shirt, it's real material. There's no such thing as a fake material, is there? It's still, I'm wearing it, it's real, it's made by people, it's not made by robots just yet. So I don't really know how a shirt can be classed as fake just because you're not buying it from Nike, you're just going somewhere else. It's like saying if you were to buy a shirt off eBay that's pre-worn, well, just because you've not bought it straight from Nike, does that make that shirt fake? Well, no, it doesn't. I don't think any shirt can be classed as fake, except for the ones that you get from Turkey. Now, they are real bad, because at least the ones that we get are good replicas. The ones from, like, Turkey, for example, that you get on the street, or not just Turkey, anywhere you've been on holiday, you've got a shirt that's on the street, haven't you, and you've taken it home, and you realise that it's just a crap shirt. But yeah, enough of me waffling, let's react to these videos. So, we're over onto TikTok, to a guy called Matthew Fresco. Now, I saw this video myself, just on my For You page.
What's the Nike make when you...
Let me pause this. Let me go on his account. He's got a great account, actually. He doesn't just speak about just football shirts. He does any different items. And basically, the whole principle of his account is he goes through random everyday items and says how much that company that creates the item makes when they sell it. So as you can see here, he's got loads of different videos. Look, there's an iPhone, PlayStation 5, Coca-Cola, Marmite. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of stuff, and it says here he's a Hertford lawyer trying to learn how to make videos. So this guy, you'd assume, has a bit of knowledge. Now, this is the video I'm speaking about right here.
How much do Nike make?
So if I just pause that, he's wearing the England shirt, obviously. Let me just turn that down a bit. And I'm just going to let this play, and then I'm going to go back through it, adding my own points to the video. But if you've not seen this video, here it is.
When you buy an England shirt, £21.82. This official England home stadium shirt cost me $84.99. It comes from a factory in Thailand. The factory pays the workers £1 an hour. Nike buys the shirt from the factory for £3.25. Sticking the shirt on a ship, transporting it 5,800 miles from Thailand to the UK costs you 1p. Getting the shirt off the ship and into a shop near you, 69p. That shop gets £27.20. The FA gets a cut, just £5.10. Design, 3p. Marketing, 127. Warehousing, 12p. Insurance, 13p. VAT at 20%, £14.17. No VAT on kids' shirts. Tax and creative accounting, £11.22. That's cheap. Players don't wear this. This is just polyester and spandex. Nike buys these shirts for $3.25. They charge you $84.99, but you're not buying a shirt. Not really, you're paying down a contract. Nike paid the FA £400 million for a 12-year exclusive deal. Nike need to make that money back. They will. Nike make £21.82 on every genuine England shirt. The better England do, the more shirts they sell. Nike hopes to shift 1.4 million England shirts, netting Nike £119 million, kicking Nike's worldwide profits to £17.5 billion. But wait, who cares? Come on, England!
So, now you've had a chance to watch this video. It's a very interesting video. I'm going to go through it. I'm going to turn his audio off because he's got captions on anyway, so I'll know which bit I'm on. But as you see at the start, he says Nike make £21.82 from the shirt when they sell for £85. Now, you'd have hoped if you're spending £85, obviously you're not bothered really where the money goes, but you're thinking, well, if Nike's going to charge me £85, I'd probably hope that most of it goes to Nike, considering they're the ones selling it. But not even half the shirt, not even half the money you spend on the shirt goes to Nike, which probably explains why the shirt is so expensive, because they're trying to make this number, this £21.82, they're going to try and make that as big as possible. I suppose that is profit, so obviously it does cost them other things, but £21.82, they're obviously trying to drive that price up as high as they can, which then leads to the price of the shirt increasing. So yeah, as he says here, it comes from a factory in Thailand, just like all of these, comes from a factory in China, just the same. Do you know what I mean? It's a factory. It's not some Wush Mahara place in a very nice country where everyone's paid very well. It's not, all right? Nike are just as bad as anyone that you buy a shirt from. We go back quickly. The factory pays the workers £1 an hour. Now, anyone that ever says, oh, there's ethical complaints, which I will get onto because there's a guy that tweeted, like, he did a whole bloody article on how it's unethical to buy replica shirts. Well, I'd argue it's just as unethical to buy a real shirt because they're only paying kids £1 an hour. You tell me if that's a good wage. They buy the shirt from the factory for £3.25, which is crazy. So Nike are buying the shirt for £3.25. They're then selling it on for £85 and making a profit of £21. So I don't really see the problem. They're buying a shirt for £3. If you're buying a shirt yourself for £85, you'd hope it'd be worth more than £3, wouldn't you? Because that's how much Nike are buying the shirt for. The actual material, everything like that, less than £3. That's how much the shirt costs. So the fact that they're charging £85 for it, I'd be rather annoyed paying that because I'd want to know how I can pay £3 for it. If anything, I'd think £12 is a bit steep if Nike are buying it for £3. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, they just transfer it from Thailand to the UK. Then he just goes through the costs of just shipping. Obviously, that's expected with any item, but it's a lot cheaper than I assumed. 1p for shipping, and then 69p for shipping within the UK. The shop gets a cut. Obviously, that's fair enough. I assume if you buy it online, this might be a little different because there's no shop there. It's just Nike, isn't it? You know. But if you're going to Sports Direct, let's say, that's where it would be, £27. Then the FA gets a cut, which is interesting. I mean, they've got to make money somehow, I guess. And then he's going through like design, marketing, warehousing, insurance, and obviously tax. A lot of tax. Obviously, yes, bloody some more just things here. Yeah, and that's a good point. Players don't wear this. The players don't wear the stadium version shirt. This is a stadium version shirt. If you don't know what a player version shirt is, I'll go get you one right now. So this shirt right here is a player version shirt. So as you can see, it is very detailed. That is the point. There's a lot more detail on the shirt, and there's loads and loads of mini holes. It's basically meant to be more breathable, and it's what the players wear because it's meant to be more comfortable. Now, if you see this shirt, there are no holes in it. It's quite... I mean, it's not uncomfortable, but you can imagine if you start sweating, gets hot, this shirt will stick to you. This shirt is just meant to be a bit of a better fit for players as well. It's a bit tighter. But yeah, you can definitely see the difference. And if you're paying £85 for a shirt, you'd hope you'd get the best version. But unfortunately, you don't. Which is crazy to say. Now, I know this video has been very much England-based, but the whole thing applies to... Doesn't matter what shirt you're buying. Could be a bloody Granada shirt from bloody Spain. Could be a Bayern Munich shirt. Doesn't matter. Any shirt, the principle still applies because it's just the same. Yeah, like it says here, they buy the shirt for £3.25 and they charge you £85. Now, it's interesting what he said here. You're paying for what Nike have paid the English FA to be their sponsor because they've paid this £400 million fee and they need to be recoup that money back. So £85 for them is a brilliant amount of money to charge. And if people are willing to buy it, which I hope people aren't, but clearly people are, people with more money than sense, you're basically just helping Nike pay this off. That's interesting. Nike hope to shift 1.4 million shirts, which would get them a profit earnings of £119 million. And that's by charging you guys £85 for a shirt. Crazy. I mean, you've got to respect it, like from a business point. Oh no, profit of 17.5 billion. Let me go back. Oh, worldwide profits. You've got to respect it, to be honest. If I was Nike and if I owned a, like a football shirt company, Obviously, they don't just do football shirts, but let's just say that they do for now. I do the exact same thing because I'd want to make as much money as I can. So I'm not in that front. I just, I don't blame them. It's more the people that say that it's bad for buying replica shirts. That's the people I'm a bit of an anger towards, because they are the ones that are just very hypocritical. Now, onto people like that, let me show you a video. So here I have the tweet I'm referring to, Nick Smith, ITV. So, you'd assume a reputable person, reporter for ITV News, has made an article which states, an official replica England top will cost you £85 and a convincing fakes being sold as cheap as £10 are tempting, but it could be funding modern slavery and organised crime. Now, straight off the bat, these shirts come from the same place. So if the fake ones are funding modern slavery and organised crime, then what are the real ones funding? Except for Nike and their massive profits. But I'll just let this video play.
Long at all, trawling online marketplaces to find suspected fake kits being advertised locally. Some of them claiming to have brand new England tops for as little as £10, when an official retailer will charge at least 6, 7, 8 times that amount. Fake shirt sales can also harm legitimate retailers. They can be considerably undercut by counterfeiters, so rely on collectors in their customer base wanting the real deal and say there's an easy way for people to check.
The main thing is the code at the bottom. If it's a Nike shirt, underneath the bottom of the shirt there will be a code. You pop that code into Google, and then once that shirt comes up on Google, that will mean it's real. If a different shirt comes up, it will be fake.
No one wants to knock off Nigel when they can get the real McCoy. That's the way we kind of look at things. It's a huge problem at the moment. It's huge because it does affect businesses like ourselves. What you find with a lot with the fake shirts is the material's not quite there. After a few washes, they can disintegrate. It's definitely a different level of what you're paying for from the fake markets compared to the genuine ones.
So that's the video, and I do want to say I disagree with literally everything this man in the AC Milan shirt does say. Now, he says it affects companies. Well, of course it affects this guy's company, because this guy is Mystery Jersey King, I think. Was that the... Yeah, Mystery Jersey King. Now, if you're on TikTok or football TikTok, you'd have seen them. And they're doing the same thing. They're just inflating prices themselves by getting these kits and selling them as mystery jerseys when, they're just almost jealous of the fact that these replica shirts are being sold and people aren't buying theirs. And he says something along the lines of people want the real thing compared, or whatever, Nigel compares to the McCoy, whatever crap he's splitting. I disagree. I don't think people are that bothered, to be honest. A shirt is a shirt. If I'm walking down the street, no one's going to look at this and say that's a fake, because you would not be able to tell. And I'd like this man to point out a fake shirt that I'm wearing, because I know for a fact he wouldn't be able to compared to the real one, because they are the exact same shirt. And also, again, the price. People are going to happily pay £10 for a shirt that looks exactly the same as an £85 shirt. And I think people are very happy to do that. Now, he says something about the tag or something, like the number underneath here. I mean, if you're willing to spend £85 just so that your shirt pops up in a Google search, then you do that. But if that's what you want in life, I don't know. Maybe our priorities lie in different places, because if you're telling me the only difference between a real and a fake is the fact that if you type in the code, it will come up on Google, well then I'm going for a fake every single day of the week. So boys, for the second part of the video, ignore, the first part was my rant about people online and their thoughts on replica shirts. This second part is me actually comparing a replica shirt. Every time I say replica, consider it a replica like this, because I don't see it as a replica, but comparing a replica shirt to a real shirt. Now, this is the shirt I will be comparing. So we've got this one, which is a replica from jjsport, link in the description if you do want to get one yourself. And then this is the real one. So this is my dad's shirt. My mum bought it for him in 2005 from the Liverpool shop for around £40, I think. Now that was probably about the standard price for shirts. Obviously they've gone up quite a bit, but as you can see, here, it does have the Liverpool hanger on it, so you know it has come from the Liverpool shop. So I just want to show the shirt first of all. Just pick up on any details that you do notice. So this is the real one. Just obviously this is a large, so this is a bigger size to the other one, but you know, point still stands. I'll just show the sleeve. There we go. Then the bottom of the shirt, we've got this little plastic tag thing there. Then if we open up the shirt, we've got all of this here. And then if we just go onto the badge and the Adidas stitching as well, and the Carlsberg, and as you can see, there are some lines. I don't know, the lighting is pretty poor, but there are some lines also on the back as well. You can just about see that, I think. So then if we go on to the one from jjsport, so as we can see, stitching on the Adidas exactly the same. We've got the badge exactly the same. If we open up, the shirt as well, adidas.com, we've got all this the same. And then if we lift the shirt, we've got all the plastic things at the bottom. Just like the real one. Then if we turn it around, we've got the lines. I mean, you can't really see because of the lighting, but maybe on the front it'll be better. Just about, maybe you can see it. I mean, it's poor lighting, but trust me, they are there. But basically, me and my dad did a comparison ourselves, and obviously on the sleeve we got the same thing there as well. We did a comparison ourselves, and the only thing that he pointed out was different on both is on the back here. This white line here on the replica one seems a bit more flimsy. So if I get the real one now, this line here is a bit more rigid. It's a bit more, you know, full, solid. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. I'll just get a bit closer so you can see. Do you know what I mean? It's like a more full, if that's a good description for it. Whereas if we get back on here, you can see it is quite flimsy. Now, I will say, as time goes on, replica shirts are only just going to get better and better as well. So this is where they are at the minute. Imagine them in a few years. They are almost perfect as it is. So real, replica. I mean, probably, it's just they are the same shirt. You know what I mean? They are the same bloody shirt. They're the same. That is my video regarding replica shirts and basically replica items, to be honest. This can be applied across most things, shoes, football boots. I mean, quickly, while we're here, I have this pair of football boots here, which I did a video on. Look how, I mean, realistic these are. You're telling me these are not a real pair of football boots? Look at them. They are a joke. Anyway, that's beside the point. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on the whole, thing regarding reps. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I appreciate this video is quite long, but I just think it's a video I needed to do, especially regarding my channel. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one, boys.